Hello, everybody. Hope everyone's caffeinated and perked up for the mid morning. Um, I'm Danielle Riddle. I'm the Senior Associate Brand Manager for One A Day.
And I am still Alexis. I lead media strategy over at Bear on the nutritionals business.
I actually just want to say it's a miracle that Alexis is standing with me on the stage today because after horseback riding and a rogue horse tried to ditch her in a bush in the middle of the desert,
True story.
I thought I was going to have to do her slides, and I'm very happy that that is not the case. All right, so let's get into it. How we took a high-performing asset and scaled it across platforms. Yeah, I guess that would be good for me to have. All right, so I should probably just give you like a 10-second spiel on One A Day. So we're the number one multivitamin in the US. We're a heritage brand. We've been around 80 years. We just celebrated our 80th year recently. So we're built for your age, your gender, and your life stage. So basically from kid to 50 plus, covering prenatal, tablets, gummies. We cover all your bases. So let's get into the high performing asset and how we got there to scale it across platforms. So the business challenge, our problem went by the name of VitaCrave's gummies. We were losing share. So a brand manager's 3 favorite words: where, losing, share. Close second to that is probably cut your budget. And lucky for us, we were experiencing both. So our share was eroding. There's a lot of up and coming brands in the market that were doubling down on gummies or gummy specific brands. So that was problem number one. Problem number two was we were hypothesizing that we had an awareness issue. Again, we're 80 years in the business, but we're primarily known for tablets. So even though we were a brand that was one of the first to market with a gummy, customers weren't really associating us with the gummy form. And then third here was messaging. So historically, we had always messaged with what we call structure function claims, so health-based claims. So think like vitamin D to support bone health. But we weren't so sure that that was working for us based on some of the performance metrics that we were seeing. So we did a little bit more digging, got some additional data to support some of these hypotheses. First one that we looked into was unaided awareness. And as we thought, we're known for tablets. So 51% of consumers associated tablets with One A Day. Then the flip side to that, if you look at gummies, it's a 20-point swing. So consumers in the market weren't thinking that One A Day was offering a gummy multivitamin. Then we thought, okay, we think we have a great product, but are consumers feeling the same way? So we dug into some data on that and pulled repeat buy rates and found that we were second in the adult multivitamin category for repeat buys on our gummy business. So we knew it wasn't an issue with taste, texture, form. If people were aware that we had a gummy and they tried it, they were very likely to repurchase. And then the last piece here on messaging was we did a brand lift study to test taste messaging versus some of those health-based claim messages and found that taste outperformed health benefits in terms of ad recall. All right, so that's the business problem. Now, what are we going to do about it? So actually, knowing that we had an awareness issue and we knew that we had a great tasting gummy, we actually sidebarred, me, Alexis, and a couple of colleagues at a Bear conference, and we thought, okay, what can we do to get the message out there? So it just kind of came in passing. We were like, what if we did a Coke versus Pepsi-esque blind taste test just to get the message out there? So that was the concept that we then brought to our influencer agency, Linkia. So we briefed them on it to help us address the business challenge that we were running into. So first and foremost, we really wanted to focus on it being social first content. And what they brought to us was that what was trending at that time, what was super engaging content, was man on the street, women on the street, approaching people on the streets of New York City and gathering content that way. So step one, social first content. The second piece here is the consumer forward messaging, which We already knew. We tested taste versus health-based claims. We knew we had to double down on taste. And then the third piece here was using a familiar face. So Linkia connected us with a fabulous content creator, Sarah Leeds. She's based in New York City, and she's known for interview-style content. So we knew it was going to be authentic. We knew her content was engaging. So we decided to move forward with her. So check, check, check. We covered those three bases. But as I mentioned before, we knew we had to be scrappy because our budget was cut and we were losing share very quickly. So timing for us was very important to get this to market. So from the time that we briefed Linkia to production, took just under a week. From the time that we sidebarred at the conference to get it live, it took about 2 weeks. So if you work for a company that has a ton of red tape like we're familiar with, that was quite the feat. All right, so let's get into the creative executions. As I mentioned, 2 ways in here. So one being more of an ambush style, women on the street, man on the street, approaching people to chat through their health goals while also getting them to try our gummy. And then the second piece here was a taste test against a leading gummy brand in the market. So we will play these for you.
Hey, can I ask you a random question?
Sure.
Are vitamins a part of your wellness routine?
I take one a day.
Well, it's your lucky day because I'm here with One A Day. Would you like to try some of our gummy vitamins?
That's actually really good.
I like the fruitiness. They're not getting stuck in my teeth because I hate that, so that's good.
It doesn't feel like I'm taking a vitamin that's good for me. That's actually amazing.
All right, so that's the ambush style. We're going to move over to the taste test now.
Okay.
One A Day Women's Gummy Vitamins Vita Craves.
Why do you think this one was so much better?
Maybe they just care more?
Health benefits, sweetness, what could be better?
And then how many nutrients do you think are in these gummies?
3.
4x that. It's 12, which is like
Okay.
kind of amazing to fit into those little
Yeah,
gummies.
it's so small and delicious.
The verdict is in, and every single person said their favorite gummy vitamin was One A Day. It's kind of One A Day all day, every day.
All right, last one here, another taste test.
Take one of these.
I wasn't expecting it to be that good.
Okay, we're starting on a high note now. Let's try the second.
Kind of sour.
Oh, sorry. These ones taste a little medicinal. I like those better.
Okay, so clearly we have a winner. Okay.
Okay. One A Day Women's Gummy Vitamins Vita Craves.
All right, so those were the high-performing assets. Now Alexis is going to run us through the results, maybe.
There
Oh,
we go. Oops, too far.
I've gone too far.
There we go. All right. Oh, let's see if we can get the video. Well, it's better if the video doesn't play. Okay, so the path to gummy growth. So as you heard from Danielle, we got this up in record time, 2 weeks, which for a usual video, just to put in perspective, it's like 12 weeks on average, at least, to get something to market. So we knew we had to get this in quickly. So once we got the concept, we wanted to land it in social. It was social first content. We started to test on Meta across Facebook and Instagram with Fit for Channel Creative. And right away, we saw the performance was really strong. We attached a brand lift study to it so we could quickly understand how it was performing. That way, if we got good results, we could scale. So things were going well. And we were like, what can we do next? You maybe could tell from yesterday, but I get a little excited. I always ask a lot of questions. And I was thinking, okay, well, we already have these great vertical video assets. A really next easy addition for incremental reach would be putting these on YouTube Shorts. So we planned to kind of siphon off a bit of budget and run a 10-day brand lift study to make sure that it was actually going to perform. So we adapted it, ran it on YouTube, and same thing happened. Results were excellent. So then we were like, okay, next step. Let's get it on streaming TV. So we right now, actually, thank you, Ryan, for playing the One A Day creative in a fitness environment. So our current creative in market is the One A Day Science That Matters creative, which features the men's product, right? So we wanted, and it's also tablets. So this was a really great way to diversify the creative that was running on a premium video. So we basically didn't have a ton of time. We couldn't go into full production for a new creative spot for a video. So we decided to repurpose the social asset to run on CTV and make it a shoppable ad, driving our consumers to Walmart. Walmart was seeing the biggest share declines for gummies, and you don't want to be on Walmart's bad side. So, period end. So this is the same video you just saw, but this is how it comes to life in the CTV environment. If I can get it to go. Nope.
Hey, can I ask you a random question?
Sure.
Are vitamins a part of your wellness routine?
I take one a day.
Well, it's your lucky day because I'm here with One A Day. Would you like to try some of our gummy vitamins?
That's actually really good.
I like the fruitiness. They're not getting stuck in my teeth because I hate that, so that's good.
It doesn't feel like I'm taking a vitamin that's good for me. That's actually amazing.
So you see, we call out the retailer there. The QR code was customized to be a Walmart shoppable QR code driving directly to the VitaCraves page. So here's a little bit about the performance, as I said. So we kind of went through this path to gummy perfection, if you will, starting with social. So all of the stats really performed super well. So internally at Bayer, we have 14 consumer health brands that we support. We're an in-house paid media team, and we put a lot of rigor behind our own benchmarks internally, how we stack up One A Day versus One A Day year over year, how we stack up against all of our other brands, and then obviously, how do we stack up against the industry benchmarks? We outperformed across all of those. We outperformed against our own content, against every other brand in the building, and against the benchmarks that Meta provided us as well. So that was super exciting. We were looking at engagement rate and we were looking at click-through rate because obviously, ultimately, we were trying to increase conversion and sales performance. So that was awesome to see. Same thing with YouTube. As I mentioned, we did a 10-day brand lift study. So we quickly flooded the market with money to get these learnings and understand if we should scale it elsewhere and move it to premium content such as CTV. And both ad recall was 3.5% above benchmark. Purchase intent went up 1.2%. But my favorite personal stat was a bit about search lift. So we had a 28% increase in search lift for multivitamins and 7% search lift for vitamins. So definitely you can see that when you bring together both relevant content and in an educating and entertaining way, fit for channel, you can deliver. So that was awesome. So what's next? How do we build on our success? I think, oh wait, I missed a really important stat. I must go back. I'm so sorry. So for CTV, once we put it on CTV, this is really the most important stat. So working really closely with our internal Walmart sales team, we've been tracking their biggest number that they look at is their weekly run rate. So how much are they selling weekly? So we've been tracking every time we turn one of these platforms on versus prior 13 weeks. So when we turned on CTV, which by the way, this has only been a month that CTV has been live, we actually have our weekly run rate for the men's gummies are up 4.1%, and women's gummies are up 14%. So really great results so far that are literally driving to sales. So going into what's next, building on our success. So obviously we're seeing that this type of content is really resonating with the consumer. It's easier to digest. People can understand what they really care about. I'll take a multivitamin if it tastes good, right? So let's lean in there. And that's basically what we're doing. So once we saw that New York City, which was the easiest to get up and running really quickly, where do we go from here? And now we're experimenting in new markets. So we're about to show you creative that just launched about a week ago. We basically looked at markets where the category over indexes for vitamins, but One A Day is lagging behind so that we could try and fill that gap. And the first one is Miami. So Miami is live as of a week ago. So we're doing some geo-targeted campaigns, but also running it nationally with content that you're about to see. And then secondly, we're expanding to the kids business. So keep an eye on your local shelves at all of major retailers as well as Amazon. One A Day is launching 3 new One A Day kids SKUs April 1st, hitting the market. And those are, supporting all different types of a multivitamin plus iron, and a multivitamin plus probiotic. So because we've seen this great success, we plan to do the same thing on the kids business, really leaning into the taste. And we're going to do it with both kids, which will be hopefully hilarious, and parents as well, getting them kind of on the street style. So here's our content from Miami, just live as of a week ago.
I'm here with One A Day hitting the streets to find out how women really feel about their health. On a scale from 1 to 10, how healthy would you say you are?
Probably 7 or 8.
I'd say like a Midwestern 7.
Not healthy. Do either of you take a multivitamin as part of your healthy routine?
I take a multivitamin, not a woman's one though.
Would you be open to starting to take a women's multivitamin? What do you think?
I could handle taking that every day. It's like the cheerleader for your health.
It's official. Women are adding this gummy to support their health this year. I'm here with One A Day to find out if women are really sticking to their health goals this year.
This year, I'm running every single day.
Eat healthier, vitamins also, yeah.
Being more consistent with my nutrition.
Maybe we start by being consistent with some daily multivitamins.
More vitamins.
Such a beautiful answer, because I'm here with One A Day multivitamin. Would you be open to trying it and see if you can add it into your routine?
Of course.
Okay.
Nice.
What flavors are we getting?
Orange.
Given that it tastes so great, is this the type of thing you feel like you could start taking every day as part of your health goals for the year?
Yes, easily.
It's official. Women are adding this yummy gummy to their daily routine.
All right. So that's our content, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. And we hope that if you don't already take a gummy vitamin, today's the day. Open
With
for
One A Day.
questions.
Alexis, Danielle, thank you guys so much. Oh, you make it so easy for me to not have to run all the way across the room for questions.
Hi, I'm Megan from Huntington Bank. I was curious, in the initial testing, how many assets you tested in social before you chose the few that you were moving forward with in other channels?
Great question. I think we created about 5 originally that we put into market. And then once we saw which ones were bubbling to the top, and we got those initial learnings in, then we picked the top performer and used that to run on YouTube. On YouTube, we ran 2, the 2 top performers, but waited to get those initial results in.
Hi, Patricia from Heineken. Because you guys are repurposing these creative assets, are you leaning on your partners at all to help make any creative tweaks to make them more fit for platform?
Great question. So in these examples, obviously, the concept was built fit for social. So that's how we knew, like, going from Meta to YouTube Shorts would be kind of an easy step 1, step 2. From a connected TV standpoint, as you can see in that video, we still use the vertical video asset, and we did work with one of our vendor partners to create that shoppable ad. But in the future, like for the Miami iterations, so depending on the platform, we will be doing cut downs and stuff lengthwise in order to make it more fit for channel. I see a hand, but
No, we'll need the mic for the virtual stream. It's all right. I need the steps. It's cool.
Hey guys, super quick question. You mentioned activating in CTV. Can you talk a little bit more about the publishers you chose, how you guys decided to partner with certain publishers, and then how you activated in the
Absolutely.
CTV ecosystem?
Yep. So on the Bear side, we utilize what we call a video neutral approach. So we kind of plan against our reach goals for each brand across linear, connected TV, and YouTube. We go into an upfront with our CTV partners. So across all of the brands, like consolidating our dollars and then going into an upfront to lock in pricing with guarantees, et cetera. So the partners are kind of, mostly fit. But then there is some customizing that's happening on the back end based on where our brand over indexes with a potential publisher versus, an Aleve or a Clarendon, et cetera. So we might flex up or down with a given publisher versus them, depending on how they index. So the publishers that we used for this are the ones that we use typically in our CTV buys. So we were just, adding this creative into the rotation, essentially. And those partners, I highlighted a few, but top performers for us are like NBC, Universal, Paramount, Hulu, Disney+, Samsung DSP.
Alexis, Danielle, thank you guys so much.
Thank you.